setting the Recreation Commission meeting for Thursday, May 12th, up at 5:04 PM. Thank you, everyone, for coming. First on the agenda, as Jen and Hannah have been reelected, is reorganization. I'm happy to be chairman again, but also happy to give it up to somebody else if they would like to. They'd like to
Make a
take
motion
it.
for Ryan.
Yeah,
to
me
be
too, I
chair.
second it.
That could be a record. Any other nominations? All right, motion made by John, seconded by Jen. All in favor of myself staying chairman, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, I guess. Unanimous?
Damn it.
I'd be looking for motion for vice chairman, or chairperson, I guess I should say. Hannah is currently the vice chair.
I think things are moving swimmingly.
Yes.
I would make a motion that Hannah become the vice chair again.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion made by Tim, seconded by John. Questions, comments? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. Number one is done. All right, number two, Dick Skinner reached out to me and asked about some pickleball in the gymnasium, which I was happy to make some time for, but then he wondering if we could contribute any funds to help with some of the equipment. So I invited him here for the meeting so he could have a brief discussion about it. So, Dick, the floor is yours.
Surprise, I'm here actually for two things.
Okay.
One of them is the first one, which is easy. This is information to see if we're doing anything which is going to cause a problem. You keep handing them away, how can I
Yeah,
catch up with you? So this one is called Cornhole,
Oh, yeah.
and it's a USA-wide, international-wide actually, game played by 2 to 4 people. With bean bags. The bean bags are filled with corn, hence the name Cornhole. You throw it from one place, one side to another, and it drops in a hole. You get points or not, whatever. Dimensions are roughly a quarter of a tennis court.
Okay.
Now,
I
it
assume
can be played indoors, it can be played outdoors, it can be played in the gymnasium.
Okay.
Outdoors, I'm looking at the tennis court that's behind Grill on Main. And I walked in there and looked the other day, it's usable.
Yeah,
It's
that's
in-
privately owned, unfortunately. The
Yes,
landowners-
I'm working on that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I won't go in there and use it
Oh,
without
okay.
agreement.
I thought maybe you thought it was
I ain't
the
that
town's.
dumb. I look dumb, but not that dumb. So that's just information.
Okay.
Any problems that you see other than private tennis court? I mean, it fits in the senior center.
Oh,
even.
wow.
The dimensions are such that you can do it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. In the winter, you could even, especially if you're doing the time frame we talked about earlier, would be like during the week in the mornings or whatever.
Sure.
Could even use the gym. I'd probably prefer some sort of pad or cover between the board and the actual gymnasium floor, but other than that, I wouldn't see there'd be any issues. A mat of some sort just to protect the floor. I know sometimes
Yeah.
when the beanbag lands, the board just jostles a little bit. I'd be afraid it would scratch the floor, but I'm sure you could come up with something.
Beanbag
No, the
is,
beanbags would be fine, just,
Yeah.
just the board kind of, the legs kind of
Yeah.
shifting on the floor.
Okay.
But, rumple, any kind of pad I think would be fine on
I
that.
understand your concern,
Yeah,
and the concern will be even greater on the pickleball.
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna hand them to John, and he keeps eating them up, so.
He was in school, we're taught this. Move it forward.
Down the bench.
It's been a few years, but.
Oh, that's.
Oh,
I'm
there you
getting
go.
to hand you one of
One
these.
more.
No?
Nope,
No.
this way.
All right, pickleball is sort of a combination sport. It's low impact, a non-contact sport, so it's suitable for people from 9 to 90. Actually, 6-year-olds can play the game. It's a relatively simple game. It's like a wiffle ball with a ping pong paddle, a big ping pong paddle that you hit up in the air. I have a demonstration on the computer if you'd like to see it.
Sure, I'm familiar with it, I don't know about everybody.
I'm not, but
Okay, maybe you want to,
Just, I'm curious, in what capacity do you come before us? You
I am a member of the Sunshine Club, the senior group,
Got it.
the Adult Social Center,
Right. Forever known as one. Yeah.
but the age is not restricted,
Yeah.
and we would not restrict it.
Okay.
So on this, it requires half of a tennis court, roughly. And we're either looking at the one outside, the same place, or the gymnasium here in Town Hall. It would not fit in the senior center. Those darn steel posts holding the tent.
Yeah,
I'll just take those out.
yeah,
You
exactly.
guys cut them off, we'll bring you over and take care of it.
How does the net stand? Is there a weighted bottom?
Yeah. You can get a portable net,
Okay.
which weights the bottom, holds it up.
Okay. So you don't have to drill into anything. It's kind of like a volleyball net, so to speak. You don't have to drill, not drill, you don't
No,
have
no,
to
no,
stick it
no.
into the ground like a volleyball net would or anything like
No.
that, no. Okay.
We do not drill a hole in the gymnasium floor.
Well, there are holes in there for the volleyball. They haven't been used in
Really?
quite a long time, but there are holes in there for the volleyball.
I was in there using it and I didn't see them.
They're in there. Brett Argel, whose daughter plays volleyball, was looking at possibly doing something in the spring.
So this would
in
be
there.
people with sneakers moving around on the floor.
Yeah, I think it would be okay. I'm always mildly concerned again about the scraping of the net with, I don't know how heavy or if it's padded at the, the bottom of the weight
And-
to hold up the net. And
I do
then,
not know that either.
yeah, I don't think the wiffle balls would certainly do any damage in there. John hits
No.
wiffle balls in there for the off-season for softball, so that would be fine. I would say it's probably not functional in the summer in there.
I would guess that we're outside anyway.
Okay, but it gets very hot in there, and once you get a crowd in there, it gets humid and the floor gets really slick. So we
Crowd
tried,
of seniors, 10 people?
well, I don't know, we've tried to play basketball in there during the evenings during the summer, and it's, the humidity, it's an old building with cement walls, the humidity just doesn't leave, and so,
It's like the old Boston Garden
It was
when
not a-
Larry Bird would slip.
yeah.
Oh,
It's
geez.
it's not a good experience, so, once the humidity comes, it's not functional in there, but again, any other time, I think that's fine, especially if you're looking to use it during the weekday mornings, that's a perfect time, and it's not used.
So what we are looking for from you for the pickleball
Yep.
is money to get the basic set of equipment, the paddles, the balls, and the net. The floor has a layout which you can buy separately, we'll take care of that. But we're looking at something under $500.
Okay. So unfortunately, the timing of your request is not great, just because in terms of the budget cycle, I don't know how familiar with the budget cycle, the day after you sent it to me, I forwarded to Mr. Wojcik, the administrator, say, hey, can we get an extra 500 put in our budget to cover it? And even though it was a small amount, the budget was too far down the road for that to happen. So, we're stuck at 3,000 for next year.
I understand John wants some of that, so we can just take it away from him. Everybody else does, right?
Let me think, hold on. So how many people do you have? So, one of my, if I was sure this was gonna be a well-populated activity, you have 50 to 75 people who, or even 20 to 30 people who wanna do it on a regular basis, I'd be really motivated to find a way to fund it. But one of my concerns is if you have 10 people and by the fall you're down to 6, and now, while $500 doesn't sound like a lot of money, it's a sixth
It
of
is
our
per
year.
capita.
Yeah, it's a sixth of our yearly budget. So, do you have a sign-up list? Do you have an amount of people who?
We're still gathering interest,
Okay,
and there's been no list set up yet. It's sort of like chicken and the egg. If we had it, we'd find out. If we don't have it, then we have to get them at their word.
right. It's kind of a tough position to be put in. So, do you have an estimate on how many people have said they're interested? Is it 30? Is it 15? Is it 5?
Yeah, we're probably on the order of 15.
15.
We'll go and start collecting names and see where it goes.
Okay.
Yeah, we aren't thinking today, we're thinking long-term.
Yep. Yeah.
That would be great to have a very competitive senior,
Absolutely.
adult seniors. I'm gonna do it. I
One
messed it
more.
up. The Adult Social Center Pickleball
Yeah,
Championship.
call up Uxbridge and bring it on.
Yeah, right? There's a movie there.
The police against the fire department?
Could be, sure.
Is your goal to have, the equipment be town-owned? Is that why? Because my thoughts, when I see this, my thoughts go to, there's enough businesses in town that probably would easily give you each $100 to sponsor or to donate towards something like this if it was approached, you know? So that's my, or do you want, like, the town to own the equipment so we pay for it, or is the
There's
senior?
no reason for it to be town-owned equipment.
Yeah, so I think something like that is easily fundraised.
You raised a thought for me. I think John knows, but we have set up in the transfer station the ability for nonprofits to
Right.
collect the cans
Cans,
and
yeah.
trade them in, and it's working well.
Hmm.
So if some group out of this group
Yeah,
wanted to raise their hand, given that I have the vote on who's a nonprofit and who isn't, I could
Mhm.
probably arrange that.
yeah, that's
Well, why couldn't the Sunshine Club
right.
They are,
Yeah,
benefit from?
they and Troop 716, is it? 316?
316, I think
Are the two major beneficiaries so far, and that's because they decided to go right through the winter and nobody else wanted to do it.
right.
It's a really nice
They're both on the
success
order,
It
story.
is, yeah, for sure.
they're both on the order of $2,000
That's
each.
great.
That's awesome.
The other thought I would have is we could find some way to Velcro a sign or signs up there maybe that says pickleball sponsored by Unibank, pickleball
Right.
sponsored by,
Right.
Tony's-
Webster credit.
yeah, Webster Credit, sorry, Jim.
That's-
Unibank's the first one.
I'm
you
okay,
hit mine.
yeah, no, I'm fine with it. And,
That reminds me.
yeah, I'm just like,
We've done that before.
Yeah.
yeah, it's really,
I know the
yeah,
basketball program has done that, we don't do it currently anymore,
Right.
but they have, so.
yeah, like a banner, because that's what most companies look
Yes.
for.
Yeah, so
you
you
know.
could do some sort of advertising
Mhm.
as well down there, that might motivate you to get the private sponsorship.
Right.
You know, if you don't wanna go that direction, you know, I'm happy to hear from the other
Well,
board
you-
members. My suggestion would be try to get a list together, and maybe we can meet in the fall and see,
Right.
you know, what we can do to help you out. I don't,
All right, what I'm hearing is you don't have a concern with us doing that.
no.
I don't, no, I'd be glad to see it.
Patrice, I think, is familiar, you're gonna have to reserve the time through the town clerk, and, I don't know, does the senior, does the town have, it? I don't know how it would be insured, that would be the only question.
Yeah.
I'm sure something is able to be worked out, the library uses it occasionally, the senior center uses it occasionally, so I'm sure it can be worked out, it's just, the town's gonna want the i's dotted and the t's crossed in terms of insurance if somebody goes down.
Okay.
You know, especially, like I said, during that weekday morning time frame, or even early afternoon, that's a great time where the gym's open. If we got into the weekends,
Good time for
Especially-
seniors too, they're awake.
yeah, if we got into the weekends, that would be a little tougher, especially during the basketball season, we're pretty
In
much.
weekends, seniors sleep on weekends.
Okay, perfect.
The way it should be. It's good.
Any other questions?
I don't have any other questions.
No, it's great.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, you wanna do a little more work on it, and then you can get back to me
Oh,
when
absolutely.
you have your ducks in a row, and we
Yeah,
can certainly
we'll do
get
And
together.
if you find a way that if you want to collect cans and redeem them, let me know.
Yeah.
We would love to if we had the staff, but you're looking at the staff here at the table, so, yeah. We all have, I know Tim and I are coaching on the weekends. John's actually getting a break from coaching and working in
Finally.
town,
Yeah.
so I'm not sure if that's an option for us, but like Tim suggested, if the Sunshine Club want to put some of their money towards, you know, the pickleball, that's certainly an
We'll put
option.
some.
Yeah.
I'll let them wrestle them.
Yeah, or,
Yeah.
you know, I think that would be, you know, especially if we go down the line, if you told us it was $200 instead of $500, then that becomes a little bit easier for us to manage.
John wouldn't miss 200 as opposed to 5.
John doesn't
Taking
have
beans.
control of any.
Yeah, I know, like,
What's
it all
we don't
anything,
switch seats.
So after we pay for the lights down at Soldiers, we really have $600 to
Right.
work with for the rest,
The
so.
light and the
Oh, yeah.
fence and.
Hmm,
Yeah,
we don't even get that.
yeah, so.
The lights.
Okay.
right.
Thank you
Okay.
very much for your time.
Thank
All right,
you.
Dick,
Nice
thank
to
you,
see you.
appreciate it. All right, next on our agenda is the fire extinguisher invoice, which I had forgotten about, but when I was doing the meeting minutes from last year's meeting, it came up, so it reminded me. So this is for the two extinguishers, one at Martin and one at
That's
Soldiers,
correct.
correct?
Each year they have to be inspected, recharged, put back in place.
And those are in each of the buildings? Is that what they're in the shed?
Inside each building.
Okay. So I would be looking for a motion to spend $87.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by John. I get used to put my old man glasses on here. Motion made by Tim, seconded by John. Any other questions or comments? The total is $87. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous.
I did call it to see if we did it last year. We did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
So I will pass this around. All right, next up is the Open Space Committee survey. So in your packet, after the emails from Gene about our budget, which I didn't know how much we get into the weeds with Dick there, is 3 pages on the survey.
Have you tried it?
Survey? I
Yeah.
have not. Have you?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's lengthy,
Is it?
very lengthy, and then by like 3/4 of the way I'm hoping I was at, I was like, okay, I have to go back to work. It's very long.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I saw a couple iterations before, and it is lengthy.
I was like, oh no, I hope people actually fill all the way through, but I'm not sure if they're going to.
Tim, do you want to give us any thoughts? You went to that meeting now 2 or 3 months ago. Do you have any recollections or
Well,
what they're trying to achieve? And
I think the underlying goal is to get as much input from the townspeople as possible. Grant opportunities, if there was a particular theme or two that the town could meet, things that folks indicated on the survey that they would want to pursue. Maybe there's some grant monies out there, but it is a lengthy survey. I didn't know if there was anything that we as the rec commission people could insert into that and make an already long survey longer. So we just kind of tabled that. It's overarching, though, it covers a host of.
Yeah.
yeah, I've
Open
been
space.
queried a couple times, and every time I ask, well, how are we going to fund any of these initiatives? And again, I'm told there are grant opportunities out there, and I can ask for specifics. Didn't really get anything. You know, one of my concerns is you're going to get people kind of enthused for other opportunities, and then, you know, as we all know, we really don't have money in the town budget for that. We can certainly walk through this. I don't have a lot of input on this questionnaire.
Well, I'm a little confused. I know it says return by June 1, but I believe the survey's live now,
Yeah. I
right?
just took it.
You
Yeah.
took the QR code and
Yeah.
snapped that at town meeting too.
I believe these questions are for the different commissions to help. They're different than the survey questions. I don't know. Maybe Jen can take a quick read. I haven't
Yeah,
done the
it
survey
was-
either.
It was, the questions are like, how important is it, like, for you? Like agree, strongly agree, somewhat agree, disagree, non-applicable, don't care either way. So there was a lot of, asking about, like, being able to go to places with water, recreation. A lot of it was, like walks, like walking to the fort, you know, things like that. What are your, like, major things that you like? And how, there was a couple of things that stumped me where it asked me, if there was an endangered species living in the area that we may procure, would we care? How much do we care about relocating that? And I'm just like, oh goodness.
Yeah, so
that
as
could
I
be-
did, sorry.
Yeah, no, but that could be, like, what's the right answer on that, you know? I don't know. So I think that's where I kind of was like, I can't do this, like,
The
anymore.
pressure's too great.
Yeah.
This actually, as I read this a little bit further, refresh my memory, this was a open space committee document to a few committees or commissions,
Mhm.
and us being one of them. So I would think maybe individually we answer, as opposed to,
Yeah, we could do that, and put it in their box that they're asking here.
These
so
ones here, okay.
right?
Put it in their box.
Sure.
Is that how you wanna do it, or you
Yeah.
wanna walk through it now and kinda have a group consensus and put one in? I don't care either way.
I think every one of our interests are gonna be different, to be honest with you. These answers, no, yes?
I don't know, in terms of recreation opportunities, I'm certainly more involved and have understandings of youth sports as opposed to, the places to walk and that sort of stuff in the
Right.
community, so. But I didn't know, I'm not exactly sure what they're looking for, if they're looking for a consensus or answers from 4 different members.
No, right. Both have their strengths, I wonder which one's the best.
Well, if we want, we can all individually do them and I can write something up for you,
Well, we get,
or,
That would be great, since I really do wanna compile them. If you're willing to do that, Jen, I'm happy.
yeah, if you guys wanna
Yeah.
give them to me, or just even take
Okay.
pictures with your phone and I can just make
Okay.
up one, like with, our similarities and
Sure.
what we might all
Put a
prefer.
summary together.
Yeah, that's what I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I can do that.
That's
I
a
can do
good
that.
Fantastic.
idea.
That's even easier.
Alright, so why don't we go with that plan, and why don't we say today's Wednesday, we'll get them to Jen by Sunday night, is that
Sounds good.
too?
Yep.
That way,
Sunday night?
we'll have next week to kind of gather and review them, and,
Yep.
excellent, thank you very much, Jen.
would it be easier for you as you compile them to have this document?
I'm going
sent
to,
around
whenever you
again?
write it. Oh, yeah, if you have a PDF of it where I can write into it, awesome.
Alright.
If not, I was just gonna rewrite it, retype it, and then just put all your information in.
Okay.
It's whatever's easier.
Oh, I'm thinking of you, but yeah.
It doesn't
Okay.
matter.
Yeah, I don't think it came as a Word document.
No,
I think
it came with
was
something else.
PDF.
Yep, that's fine.
So,
Say no more.
I gotcha.
okay. Moving along, my agenda go, there it is. Discussion of remaining funds in fiscal 2022 budget. All right, so if you go to the first few pages I sent you, I didn't know, like I said, if this would be part of the pickleball discussion. So I had Jean send us the yearly budgets for the last 4 years. The first one I see is 2019, 12, that's December, 2020, 2021, 2022. So, let's look at the 2022 page and see what we got here. So it looks like we have spent, this is probably, it says 11/2022. I'm just gonna run to the box, see if there's one for March, because I wanna make sure we have that right budget. Correct.
If you let
Actually, I
your
have
light.
one from, this is from May 4th.
Oh.
She printed it out for us.
I'll come back and we can handle it.
You want
I
that?
can just slip it over, I'll just slip it into his pile, I'm like, it was already there.
Oh, I asked her because I wanted to ask about the fence.
That's the one, is that the new
The new
playground?
playground, yeah, a tree came down on the fence like
Someone had posted.
that. I have one, I got one from Jean.
No, that is, I'm looking at the one she has in the
That's
box.
the one that I had asked her just last week.
So this one I think the 11 is the 11th month of fiscal '22.
Oh, that would make sense.
So this is May.
Yeah, and
So-
those numbers match.
Those numbers match. Okay, I don't know if you want to get that, Joe. Okay, all right, so, we've spent about 1,200 of the 2,400 in the electric budget, but we haven't done April, May, and June, which are gonna be the 3 busiest months of
Baseball.
baseball. And, I had some brief conversation via email with Matt about, when the pickleball came up, about reducing the electric part of our budget, but I'm a little concerned to do that just because I think as the pandemic hit, the numbers of rooms there were less, and as they get more, I don't want to get caught short, so. But that leaves us $600 still to spend this year. And I know, John, you mentioned one of the fences.
The fence, yeah, so at the playground at the corner of Compass Point Road and North Street.
Yep.
The new playground up
Apartments
there.
yep.
We had a tree come down. I got a quote from LaPierre Fence, who's done all our work at Soldiers Field over the years. I did not get any other quotes. It's $925 to repair the fence. So, because it's a black fabric, fence is more expensive, he told me. And I did call today to try to get a better price for us, but it did not work.
Is that right?
And I assume that's not part of the, I know we've spent a ton on our liability insurance
I
issue for the town.
didn't even ask. I was
Okay.
afraid to ask, to be
Okay.
honest with you.
Okay. I know the furnace, we've spent our allotment there. I guess we can't really spend half this year and half next year, that's really not allowed.
What's our current balance?
So we have $600 in for repairs, none of which we've spent yet. And then we have 1,200 left in the lighting portion of the budget, with the three most used months.
Right.
Definitely May and June. April, I guess, is probably only half a month, that won't be too bad. If I have to guess, looking at the past years, we'd have a couple, we might have enough in the electric budget, but we're not gonna know until it's too late. I really don't wanna stand on town meeting floors. We've overspent our
Yeah,
budget.
sure.
That's why we appointed
That's
you.
what special town meetings for.
Well,
I mean, if this doesn't come out of our budget, where does it come from?
That's a great question.
Is that why we're here? We're
Yeah.
bottom of our fence budget?
I mean, we can ask through Gene for the fall town meeting, for the special town meeting, but this money, if we have to, it's an option.
Yeah.
And so, where, is it in the corner? Because I've driven
It's
by
in the
and
corner.
I haven't noticed it.
If you're facing the playground, the right-hand corner
Okay.
towards the street.
Unlucky tree fall, or was
Yeah.
it expected?
No, it was unlucky, ice snow thing on the tree and it came down. We cleaned it up, but the fence is beyond my, anything I can repair.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing says a rundown park like a broken fence, so I'm all for fixing it.
Sure.
As am I just don't know.
I know, you're not anti-fence.
So I don't like to ask, but either Adam or you, John, have $300 or $350 in your budget to cover the,
I don't think I will this year anyway.
yeah. I guess I could reach out to Adam to see if he, is that really part
If
of
we give the
his
600
purview
Yeah,
as
I don't know.
facilities?
325.
I guess that's more of a Gene question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is she here?
She just walked by, so I assume she's here.
How best to handle, it might be good to get her opinion,
Sure.
before we commit.
I can ask if she's in our office.
So would it be the difference of the 600? So
Correct.
we already have 600, so we just need 325.
Right.
Am I right? Okay. Just make sure.
And we're probably okay in the sense that the electric
A little
bill
bit higher.
won't be
Right.
too much, but Brian's correct to be concerned about it.
Yeah, whatever's going up.
Is she there?
No, she's not.
Unlucky. All right.
All right,
I
let me,
can, we can reach out to her
yeah,
and see.
I'll reach out to her and see
Okay.
what her thoughts are.
I mean, they can still use the park, their work, they're playing around it, you know, it's not like it's closed, so.
And with your blessing, we could do a quick Zoom meeting to button that up and get that done for the summer.
Is that still allowed these days?
Yeah, it is.
All right,
Committee by committee, chair makes that call for the most part.
great. Okay, so let me talk to Jean, see what her thoughts are. Just trying to figure out how, if we waited till the fall town meeting, do we want to ask for just the 300 extra and then spend our whole 600 in the fall for 2023? Something to think about, I guess. All right. Next is the approval of fiscal 2023 budget. We're actually a little late on this, as it was approved at town meeting, but it is our standard budget we've had every year since I've been on here, which 2,400 for electric, 600 for the rest, 3,000 total. So I'd be looking for a motion to
Motion
approve
to
it.
approve.
Second it.
Motion made by John, seconded by Jen. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. Meeting minutes. So, on the last page here, last 2 pages of the meeting minutes for our last meeting on May 5th. I don't know if you guys want to take a minute to read through those real quickly, and get those approved.
Make a motion to approve the May 5th minutes of 2021.
Second.
Just gonna give Jen a minute to read them out. I didn't get them out ahead of time, so give Jen a minute to read. Okay,
Yep.
any other questions or comments? Motion approved made by Tim, seconded by John, all in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. So Jen, on here is, so we finally now can send the approval. My only question is Jean gonna say it's a different committee makeup since we've been, it's the same.
We could do it now again, just to.
We could, and then we-
Anticipated, then we'll cover it either way.
Well, the problem is we gotta get the meeting minutes
I
approved.
get it.
So, but we could do that at the Zoom meeting. So let's do it just to be covered. Let's again approve for fiscal, or for 2022, 2023. The approval of Jen and Hannah as being the signatories on the National Grid electric
Yeah,
bills.
should we change it from Hannah, because she's not working in town anymore?
Well, that's true.
Oh,
Should
where'd she
we-
go?
Midway,
Yeah, so that's not like,
yeah,
before she was right here with me.
Yeah. yeah,
Do we wanna make it you, because you're right here?
yeah, or one of these gentlemen, it's whatever you guys wish.
Do I mess this up?
No, you,
Okay.
you
Like,
did it all. I won't be able to send it.
Sorry.
I may try to get this through, just so you could,
Yeah, just so I could-
you
yeah,
could sign, and
yep.
then we can,
Yeah.
I don't know, how often are you, I'm working from home 3 days a week, so it's not a big deal for me anymore,
Right.
but if,
In the event I wasn't here, then you three could sign anyways, right?
yes,
If I'm not here to sign one, then 3 of you could sign.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, John's got 800 things on his plate, so why don't we make me the backup then for,
Okay.
For me.
for going forward, and I'm only working a couple days a week in Boston, so I can shoot over if I have to. So I'd be looking at a motion to make Jen and I the signatories on the National
So
Grid
moved.
Electric Bills. Motion made by John, seconded by Tim. Questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Last but not least, topics not reasonably anticipated 40 hours in advance of the meeting. Anybody have anything?
I don't.
Okay, I'd be looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion made by John, seconded by Tim. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.